Super. So we are here having a conversation with Jackie Stickwood, who is one of the managing partners of TRIAD. So why don't we start by you telling us, how do you see your role in TRIAD?
That's a great question because it's a role really that took me a little while to figure out. Because when we started this company, I was still working full time elsewhere. So I wasn't actually able to put the time, the daily hours into the business the same way the two of you had. And so I always kind of felt like, I know you guys are being kind and you're being nice to me by saying I'm a partner, but I didn't actually feel like I was contributing because of just the pure time factor. Because I grew up believing that you work hard, which is physically actively doing the work, and that's what your job is. And so it was a bit of a process to kind of figure out, well, what is my role? And I realized through obviously many conversations with you guys and just even watching my behaviors within the company that I'm almost like well, you guys have described me as the tuning fork or the antenna, right? Because I could, even while I was at my job away from you guys, how many times did you get a message where it's like, what are you guys doing? Because you feel kind of funny to me. And I find out, right, that you guys might have gotten yourselves down a rabbit hole, down a path that wasn't necessarily the most direct path to our goals in the end of the company. So I realized that that's really my main job, is to make sure that whatever's happening within the company is staying on track, and I guess like the navigator, and is always headed towards the direction that we said we wanted to go.
And you make sure we're having fun.
Well, that is, yes, I'm like
you say you're also the fun police.
Yeah, absolutely the fun police, because I'm tired of not having fun. Everything must be fun. If it's not fun, nobody wants to play. So, and we want everybody to play.
One of the other interesting things, like between the three of us, that Casey has the most detailed vision of and can handle the most details at that level, which is why it's so foundational. And with that, also because of the specificity, limits the amount of space into the future, that you can see. And I'm kind of at the middle place where I see, I can see the processes and I can see where it's going out, and I can kind of see out maybe 1 to 2 years, and then it just goes, I don't know. Jake, you have the furthest distance. You have the least detail, and you have the most level sort of abstraction, like that sort of, you get the chance to see what's coming and what the paths could be. Tell us about that journey for you, how you've experienced TRIAD as it's built or grow or, emerged into the world, and what you see coming up.
Absolutely. So kind of like Casey's, when we interviewed you, Casey, finding out what your piece of cake is, actually realizing that this is my piece of cake. It's the long-term vision. It's the, going off and researching something that I think has nothing to do with the company, until I realize it's like the gold and that piece of that nugget that I need to bring back in, which will then allow you guys to keep going further on the journey. And I kind of took it for granted that I just thought everybody kind of thought this way. And even also, but even in my own business, being an entrepreneur, I could only get so far, because the foundation pieces and all of that, while I can do it, I didn't want to do it. So it was always like I had the vision, and I knew what was going to happen, and I could action some of it, but only so much of it. And so I had all of this sort of middle and foundation pieces that were missing for me. And so when I realized that this is actually my piece of cake and this is my main contribution, and you guys can fill in the gaps where it's your piece of cake, it just, it really, I guess like I just got a real sense of calm and a great sense of knowing that, okay, this is my role, this is my place, this is what I'm good at. And what's amazing, you guys are now so on track that I don't have to come in and sort of reroute you as often as we did in the very, very beginning, which is great. I think I've been able to express some of my visions of the future to you guys to allow you to stay on track a little bit more. And, so what am I seeing? I mean, really, we started with just 3 solo entrepreneurs that came together with a cool idea and a bit of a project to see, well, where can this go? And I knew right from the start, the moment we started working together, that this is long-term, this is global, this is a company that's going to help a lot of people really achieve what we have set out, which is we want people to become more themselves. We want people to trust in themselves. We want people to become more empowered. I mean, there's all of these words, and sometimes words just don't really actually get it. I mean, the big chunk of it is we really want the world to be a better place, starting one person at a time. And I see it happening. And, we're almost there. We're in the beginnings, we're on track. And that's really what I see is the big chunk up. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what I can ask you that I don't already know. It's we've gotten to know each other so well. What is, it's a good one. What is, if you could just tweak one thing, like, because you're magic, if you could just go bink to one thing in like sort of now or in the next little bit, what would you do that you think would shift or move us?
Right now, it's about bringing more support in. Right. And I know we're on track, and our timelines always are a little bit funny. We all want now, and sometimes, it takes a bit of time, but that's actually really what I see is pulling in, and it's starting to happen, but we've got a bigger team than what's with us already. And I can feel them, they're nearby, and it's just about pulling them in so that we have the support we need to be our brilliance.
Nice. Cool. Well, thank you. I'm so glad to have you as part of the team. The 3 of us are pretty magic together, and we love you.
I love you too.